Do you want your own movie request system for Jellyfin? In this video, I'll show you how to install Jellyseerr step by step using Docker Desktop. This can also be done on a NAS or a Linux server as well. So if you have a Synology, you can use this also with absolutely no coding, no scripts, and no Docker Compose. By the end, you'll be able to request movies and TV shows directly from your browser and automatically send them to Sonarr and Radarr. Welcome back to Systems from Scratch. Now, quickly, what is Jellyseerr? Jellyseerr is a request management app for Jellyfin. It allows you to search for movies and TV shows, request content, and automatically send those requests to Sonarr and Radarr so that it can be downloaded. Think of it like a self-hosted Netflix request page for your media server. Before starting, make sure you already have Docker Desktop installed, or a container manager on a Synology NAS, Jellyfin working, Sonarr, Radarr, BitTorrent, and all those other systems installed as well. If you need help with those, I've got beginner tutorials on this channel. Firstly, open Docker Desktop and go to your Images tab. Now click the search bar and search for Jellyseerr. That's Jellyseerr. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull the Fallen Bagel Jellyseerr, the latest version. So just click pull. This is around 2 gigs, so it might take a minute to download. Once it's ready, we'll proceed forward. Alright, once it has downloaded, you'll see this download a new image down on the below. Scroll down to Fallen Bagel in your Images tab and click Run. Click Optional Settings. For the container name, let's just put Jellyseerr. For the host port, we'll just put 5055, which will be the same as what it is on the right. If you already have a container using the same port, you'll just need to change that number or disable that other container. For the volumes, we're going to create a config file. So on your desktop, just create a new folder. We're just going to call this Jellyseerr. And in that, we'll create a new folder called config. You do not need to have a separate folder for all of these items. You can put the configs all in a large config folder and put one for each system you have. So for the host path, click the 3 dots, search for your Jellyseerr folder, which will be here. Click the config file so you're inside it and select. In the container section, we're just going to link this to app/config. And for the variable here, we're just going to put the time zone and put the time zone of where you are. For me, I'm in Australia, Sydney. Once you're ready, click Run. Once it states server is ready on port 5055, you can just go to localhost 5055 or just click the above to go directly there. So once you're here, you'll be able to set up Jellyseerr. Click Configure Jellyfin since we're using this with Jellyfin. So we'll need to put your Jellyfin URL, which will be your IP address. If you're using Docker Desktop, Docker like I am using, you can just put host.docker.internal. You don't need colon or anything, it'll pre-populate everything. This will work. For the URL, just leave that blank. For your email address, just put your email address in. And for your username and password, just put your Jellyfin username and password. Once you're ready, just click Sign In. Now let's just go through the setup for Jellyfin. Firstly, click Sync Libraries, and we'll see all the libraries we do have. So those are the 2 folders that we have inside our Jellyfin folder, which is our movies and TV shows that we linked up. So we'll just tick those, and we'll start a little scan. Once that's done, just scroll down. You can just leave the below the same, and just click Continue. Now let's set up our details for Sonarr and Radarr. So for Radarr, just click Add Server. For the server name, we'll just write Radarr. For the host name or IP address, you can use the same as we wrote before, which is host.docker.internal. Alternatively, just put your IP address here and it will work perfectly. For the port, it'll be the port that you do have Radarr on. If you've changed that, you would need to change it here. For the API key, you just need to open up Radarr and grab the API key there. So to do that, let's open Docker Desktop and let's open Radarr. So this is our Radarr. I'll go to settings, scroll down to the bottom, click general, scroll down to the bottom again, and we'll have the API key here. Just click copy to copy the API key. And let's go back to Jellyseerr and let's paste that here. So you won't be able to scroll on the sides, but if you're here, you'll be able to scroll. For the quality profile, we'll need to test the connection just to make sure it's linked up to Radarr. And if it's successful, it'll grab all those details and bring that across to Jellyseerr. So let's just test the connection. And perfect, it works. Now the quality, we can just put whatever quality that you mainly use on Radarr. For me, I just use HD 720 1080. The root folder would be our movies folder, since that's the only one we created in Jellyfin. If yours renamed differently, that's fine. Just select whatever your movie folder is. Minimum availability, I just like what's released. Once you're ready, just click add server. And as you can see, one of the servers need to be marked as default. So go to edit on the top, just click default server, scroll down to the bottom and click save. So this is our default one for movies. For Sonarr, settings are exactly the same. Let's add a Sonarr server, select default. Server name, let's just write Sonarr. The IP address, your IP address again, alternatively host.docker.internal. For the API key, settings are the same. So we go to Sonarr, go to settings, scroll down to the bottom, click general, scroll down to the bottom, copy the API key, go back to Jellyseerr, paste the API key, and scroll down and click test. If you see select quality profile, that means it's connected correctly. So then we just select what profile you want to use, which is, for me, HD 720 1080. The root folder, we're going to put that into our TV folder. If you have anime, you can do your anime movies here as well. Once you're ready, just click add server. Now that's all you will need to do to set up Radarr and Sonarr. Once that's done, just click finish setup. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So now we have Jellyseerr set up. You can see all the movies and series that you already have. So if we go to Jellyfin, these are the only ones I have currently on this test setup, which is these 3 movies, these 2 series, and you can view them here in your recently added. What that means is if you search for a movie that you already have, it'll have a tick that you already have it, and instead of downloading it, you can just play on Jellyfin. To use this, all you need to do, go to your movies tab, your series tab, or you can just discover to see what's trending, what's popular. Select a movie you'd like, so let's have a look at Project Hail Mary. You can click the movie, you can watch the trailer, view all the details, and click request. Now this request will be approved automatically because that's the settings we do have, and just request that movie. On the top right, it'll state Project Hail Mary requested successfully. There are a few settings you can change, so go to the settings tab, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see discover language. Here you can select as many languages as you want. I don't want movies in other languages, so I'm just going to select English. So you can just click that and just write English, and you'll get any series and movie that's in English displaying. If you want anime as well, you can write Japanese or any other language you'd like. Your streaming region, you can search any country as well. Once you're ready, just scroll down to the bottom and click Save Changes. Now, to show that it's working, all you need to do is go to Radarr. You can see Activity, and we have Project Hail Mary that we just selected. You can also view that in qBittorrent. So if you open qBittorrent, we got Project Hail Mary. You can also view that request in Jellyseerr directly by clicking Requests, and we can stop it. So we can remove from Radarr and then delete the request. And that's it. You now have a fully working Jellyseerr setup using Docker Desktop with no scripts and no Docker Compose. In the next video, what we're going to do is link this up directly to Jellyfin. So that way, instead of going to Jellyseerr to browse and download movies and series, you can do it directly within Jellyfin. If you'd like to see that, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and check out the rest of the beginner Docker media server tutorials on systems from scratch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.